Hey everybody. Okay, as I promised you earlier, I'm going to show you a few things that I'm working on tonight. Um, let's see. I want to first show you guys how to work with a makeshift puppet. And the reason why I say a makeshift puppet is because usually with a puppet or a voodoo doll or a wish doll or something like that, you hand make them, you sew them by hand using cloth fabric, a personal concern, and like herbs and things of that nature. But for this particular one, what I'm doing for this spell, that's not really necessary. And you still have to be creative. Especially sometimes when you don't have something on hand, you've got to be creative. So really quickly, I am using this little baby doll that I got at the Dollar Tree. Okay, and what I'm going to be doing with her is, well, she's going to go into a coffin and she's going to be buried. So I'm doing a binding spell. We're going to call her the Bye Bitch doll because this is the other woman, the side chick, and we want to get rid of her once and for all. Okay, so again, a couple of things that you can do, because try to get her body right, because I don't have a puppet that I made. What I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take the photograph of the individual that I'm working on, and I'm going to try to do this. I can't show you guys the photo for obvious reasons, but I'm going to take it and I'm going to tape the picture of the person onto the doll. So what this is doing is it's representing the woman that the binding is being done on, okay? And I got a little brown doll because it's a black girl. So we got a brown doll. If it was a white girl, I would have got a white doll. And if it was an Asian girl, I would have tried to find an Asian doll. Or I would have made one somehow. Okay. So I'm going to tape the picture onto the doll like so. And if it decides to stay. This is just because I'm trying to bind the energy from the photo, the energy of the person, trying to simulate the actual woman herself. And I'm going to place her in a piece of black fabric that you see here, okay? I'm going to place her in the fabric. I'm going to use actually I'm going to do that afterwards. So I'm going to place her in the black fabric. I'm placing her to my far right. So as I'm turning her into the fabric and doing the binding, it's going in a somewhat of a counterclockwise position, but this is going in the opposite direction. I could even turn it this way and roll it away from me. But for the sake of the camera angle, I'm going to do it like this so you guys can see. I hope you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm going to hold it up a little bit. So I'm just going to roll the doll. Like so, okay? When I'm doing this, usually I don't do videos of client work, but I did promise you guys so. But I'm, when I'm quiet, I'm focusing my intentions, I'm saying a few words, I'm speaking my words of intent. And I ran out of my binding thread because I've been really busy tonight with a lot of spells. So again, magic is about being creative, and I just want to tell you guys, like, people, oh my God, people go crazy and they're like, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I can't do the spell because, I don't have exactly what I need. And it's like, calm down, take a deep breath. If you don't have the exact thing, you can always substitute. You can always get creative. For this particular spell that I'm doing, I originally wanted to put her in a coffin, and I couldn't find a coffin, so I found a a wooden box. But the box that I got was a little too big. And because I'm going to be taking her and I'm going to be burying her in the cemetery, I didn't want to spend 30 minutes digging this big hole to put her down into, you know what I mean? So I had to get something smaller that I could go in, do my business really quick, and get out of there. So what I found is a black pipe cleaner, which is actually pretty good because it's sturdy and it like molds and holds. So when you're binding, you always want to go in the opposite direction. If you were bringing something in, you do it towards you. But in this case, where we want to remove her, so it's going in the opposite direction. And I'm just going to wrap. Still thinking my intentions, mentally saying my words of intent. And no, this is not a spell that I created. This is not my personal one. This is a very old spell. This is done by a lot of witches. You can modify this to your liking. This is just what I'm doing, what works for me. And I had to improvise because I ran out of supplies a little earlier, and it's almost midnight, so it's not too late to go to Walmart or something, but I have other work to do and I'm not running out the door in the middle of the night for this. So alright, so couldn't find a coffin, box was too big. I bought a eyeglass holder from the Dollar Tree, and if you look at it, I don't know, it looks like it could be a coffin to me. Pretty cool, huh? And our Bye Bitch doll fits right down in here perfect, just like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this now is I'm going to sprinkle some chili peppers, hot chili peppers, some black salt, some, I'm going to put a little bit of hot foot powder and some Run Devil Run powder, and I'm going to close this. And this is also going to be burned, well, this isn't going to be burned, but a series of candles is going to be burned around this on my altar, and then I'm going to take this out to the cemetery and bury it. Okay, so that's how you do a binding. This is a really, really strong spell. I don't recommend people just going to the cemetery and burying their work, or really going to the cemetery at all if it's not something you're used to doing or know how to do. So if you have any questions about that, you're more than welcome to send me a message. But I frequent the cemetery and I have a rapport with the spirits there, so I'm pretty comfortable doing it. And this, like I said, is going to be buried, and that's going to take care of the side chick, so to speak. All right, you guys, if you have any questions, post them below, and later on tonight I'm going to show you a couple more videos on how to work with candles as poppets as well. All right, talk to you guys soon.